Man Moto here, coming to you from the road on my brand new to me 2023 MT-09 SP. Yes, indeed, I got myself an MT-09 SP, and I will tell you why this is the bike that I picked over any of the other dozens of bikes out there that one could ride today, and all of them are really good. I spent some time last year riding an MT-10, and while the MT-10 is extremely enjoyable, and I would say if I didn't own a Tuono, it would be the bike that I would want, but I do own an Aprilia Tuono, and unfortunately that means a lot of other bikes you ride, with the exception of maybe the Super Duke, because I hear the Super Duke's torque is just something that has to be experienced to be believed, which I do believe that that's true. But short of that, the Tuono is just like the best, most fun naked bike you can own. And when I was riding that MT-10, I was finding that I was just, there was points where I would give it gas knowing what my Aprilia Tuono would do, and the MT-10 just wasn't doing that, and it left me a little unsatisfied. But that's only because I got the Tuono to refer to. If I didn't have an Aprilia Tuono as a reference point, then the MT-10 is freaking amazing, and there's no reason why you shouldn't run out and buy one. And also, the maintenance on an MT-10 is much easier. You know, you don't have to worry about valve adjustments nearly as much. I think every 26,000 miles. And you know, if you want a just easy bulletproof bike to own with not much thought into taking care of it, the MT-10 is your bike. But for me, I like the ultimate performance of the Aprilia Tuono, and so it just didn't make sense for me to get an MT-10. I think I would have just been left unsatisfied. Last year while we were at the Dragon, I was riding the MT-10, but we switched. Woo! Feel this. Oh yeah, baby. My little mini twisty road here. Oh yeah, that's just enjoyable right there. That's just fun. Wow, what a great sound it makes and a nice feel. But anyway, I got to ride an MT-09 SP that my buddy Nick had just bought, and we were switching off bikes one day. Whoa! And I got to ride his MT-09, and the second I got on it, I knew it was a bike I was going to own one day. I loved the way the power came on. Mind you, it's got a little bit of a flat spot in the RPM, and I think that's just because, you know, what gear are we in? Second? Like right there, just gives you a little bit of a flat spot coming like off the throttle. And I mean, of course I know that's because it's got the full exhaust on. I mean, it's got the stock exhaust and, you know, the stock air filter and the stock ECU settings, which is all done to, you know, pass emissions and to, you know, make it legal to drive on the road. So, you know, that flat spot did not deter me at all from feeling what the bike actually was and what it's capable of being, with a little bit of tuning. So anyway, I'm going to my buddy Zach's house now. He's having a barbecue today. What's up? Zach! Tuning fork. You like it? Stay. Don't fall.
You want to park on the concrete?
Yeah, I'm gonna bet there just wasn't no room back there.
It's all funny.
What's up, guys? It's not hot. I'll put this back on the cement. I'll put it back there.
Stickers that you never picked up.
Oh, cool. I need it. I need that in my life. Yeah, that's good. Yep, this is your local spot too, huh? You live right around here, don't you?
I do, like 4 miles away or something like that.
Yeah. I think I'm like,
You're like Tony, right?
I think I'm like 10 miles?
Yeah.
8 miles?
You're like Tony,
Yeah.
Lithonia, Georgia. What part, like, Nola or?
All right, guys, I am back. I had stopped by my buddy Zach's house. He gave me some new gloves, man. Man, oh man, what a great day. Woo! Thank you, God. I can't wait to get this to the Dragon, or even just the actual mountains. Jeez. Turn signal does not self-cancel. Oh. Front brakes are a bit on the weak side. All right, I'm gonna come stop at my favorite location to do a little quick walk around. Okay. Okay. And here we are. 2023 MT-09 SP. You know a lot more about this bike than I do, I'm sure. Yep, chain is good. You know a lot more about this bike than I do. I just know it's got a triple motor, 899 cc's, triple, inline triple. This particular bike came with a radiator cover. It came with crash protection right here. And on the other side, it has crash protection here. It also has a crash protection here. It has the Öhlins shock in the rear, which has an adjustment that lets it, you can adjust this to make it harder or softer. There's an adjustment here. It actually came with a quiet comfort seat. Quiet comfort. That's my headphones. I'm thinking about my Bose right now. It actually came with a comfort seat, which this is the MT-09 comfort seat, as it's denoted here. So you can ride this bike all day and your bum has no problems with it at all. I put on some Rosso 4 in the rear, and then I've got a Corsa 2 up front. And I gotta have Pirellis on my bike, or else it's just not, it's not ready for me to ride until it's got Pirellis on it. So if you're listening, Pirelli, I love you. I love your tires. Help a brother out. Send me some tires. I got you. Okay. Got a sight glass under there, as most motorcycles do, except for my Tuono. Has a dipstick. One thing I was very disappointed about when I took these tires off to replace them yesterday, I noticed when I removed the calipers that they have these rubber lines. Those are not steel braided lines, they're rubber. What? how do you give me such a bespoke machine with all this power and all this super adjustable suspension, and then you have rubber lines front and rear? How is that possible? It also came with these Evotech shorty levers, clutch and brake lever. And I will tell you, the brakes, they don't feel quite like what I'm used to. The front, you have to give it quite a squeeze to get some braking. Probably great for doing stoppies. They don't stab, they just kind of progressively get stronger. All right, and now tightening up that rear really helped. It really did. Wow, that really made a difference. First wheelie. Moto here. Hello, beautiful YouTube. Hope you're having a great day. And I have just taken the first ride on the MT-09, the first real ride. I took it up to the North Georgia mountains. I took it up to Richard B. Russell, which is the road that I measure all motorcycles on. It's got a nice combination of tight, technical, twisty roads with nice, fast sweepers, and it's got good elevation up and down. It really shows you your bike's strengths and weaknesses depending on how it handles everything. And I learned a few shortcomings about this bike that I will be able to address and make it perfect for me. The first shortcoming I noticed was the flat spot in the low part of the RPM range, meaning anything under 5,000 or 5,500 RPMs, and this thing falls flat on its face. It does not like to pull or do anything below 5,500 RPMs. Anything above 55 RPMs and she sings and she rewards you with that sweet 800, 900 cc triple power that she is capable of. But below that, and you're very disappointed. So one of the first things I'm going to do with this, and I already have an appointment with Brian Livingood, my favorite tuner in the Atlanta area. He works for MotoGP, or excuse me, Moto America bikes, and he does a great job of tuning, especially Yamaha motors. And I've got an appointment with him, and he's going to put this on the dyno. It's going to have a full pipe by then and a DNA air filter, and he's going to work his magic on it and turn this thing into a fire-breathing beast that it's supposed to be. Second shortcoming I found was that something on this side, and I cannot figure out what it was because I don't see any scrape marks. I have these moved up into the higher position. They came right here in these two holes. You have two settings, the lower setting and the upper setting. And I immediately moved them up because I know I was going to need to corner this thing, and thought that would suffice, but something touched. I will figure out what touched. But thing number three, shortcoming number three, is this seat is a comfort seat. Sorry, I got all my stuff on here, but as you can see, this little tag here, this is an MT-09 comfort seat, but it's not too comfortable. I'm not gonna lie, after a few hours, because the way the seat is, I don't know if everybody's butt is like mine, but you see how it turns up right here? I prefer my seat to be more flat, because when it turns up like this, it puts pressure on my tailbone. And I don't know if I just got a really sensitive tailbone or what, but after a couple of hours, my tailbone just really starts to bother me. And I have to kind of sit back up here on the hump or stand up or something to alleviate it, shift my butt to the left or to the right. The Tuono does not have that problem at all. But on this bike, it's definitely noticeable. So shortcoming number 3 is the seat. I'm gonna have to do something with it, either get it reshaped or I'm gonna have to get another seat somehow. The other shortcoming is just kind of a cosmetic thing. These big giant mirrors kind of look goofy when you're riding, and I'm gonna probably definitely get some bar end mirrors, and of course a tail tidy, because I don't know why they do that, but that looks ridiculous. So of course those are cosmetic changes that will happen. It already has engine protection or crash protection. It already has a radiator guard, so that's great. I took the windscreen off and I'm gonna try to have it cut down so it's like about this tall, but as it is, it's like this tall, and that's just too tall for me. What I know from experience is when you have a tall windscreen like that, like mid height, it throws a lot of turbulent air right back onto your helmet and onto your chin area, and it makes it a real crazy rough ride, which I don't like. So that's why I took it off completely. And if I can find a place to cut it, you know, symmetrically and make it look like it came that way, then that is what I will be doing. Other than that, of course, it needs some stomp grips on the tank, which I will be ordering. I put the Pirelli Diablo, the Rosso 4 on the back, and that's a Rosso Corsa 2 up front. Oh, and one other thing, and this one's major. I forgot. I knew there was something else. This foot peg bracket right here. When I'm cornering, my foot is up on its tippy toe like this, and you see where my heel is? My heel, it gets caught under this right here. I mean, my foot is stuck right there, and that felt so goofy riding. So I had to like adjust my footing as I was cornering so my heel wouldn't get stuck under here. So these passenger pegs, if you're not planning on riding a passenger, and I'm not, I don't ever ride passengers, so this is coming off just for not only a weight savings, but just for performance reasons. It needs to come off. So those are the things that I noticed on the bike after taking it for a thorough, put it to its paces type of ride. I was not soft on the bike. I really went after it like I normally do on my Tuono. And that's when you can see what you really have. I was gonna take this bike to the Dragon tomorrow, but I don't know that this bike is ready for the Dragon. I think it definitely needs the pipe, air filter tune, and rear sets before I take it to the Dragon, because at the Dragon it's like there's no room for, you know, error, and there's no room for me to be struggling with the bike setup. So, you know, I definitely think that I'm gonna withhold taking it to the Dragon for now. That was gonna be my plan for tomorrow, but I think I need to make those couple of changes before I try to take it onto the Dragon and those roads up there. Anyway, that's all I have for this update on the MT-09 SP, my new bike. I really enjoy riding it. It's a fun, character-filled bike. It sounds great stock. It's going to sound even better when the work's done, and that's going to happen in August. We're in the beginning of July, and around the middle part of August is when I will have the pipe, and is when Brian is going to tune it, and that's when I'll have my suspension set and everything. So after August is when you'll really be able to see the, you know, this performance of the bike and what it's gonna, you know, what it's capable of. Anyway, stay tuned for that, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.